Hello, konnichiwa, good evening. What's bonking out there, internet land? Hello. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Tavern Talk.
Yeah.
I am, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, yes, it has. It has been quite a while. The last one we tried to film, OBS decided to give us the middle finger. So, we're trying this again. Hopefully this time nothing bad happens. But for this evening, I am your lovely host, the Jay, and I'm joined by my co-host, Brendan.
Yeah.
And come along with us on this journey as we delve into the new update for season 3 of Call of Duty. Real quick, for those of you that don't know, when it comes to Tavern Talks, to our newer audiences, because we have been accruing a new audience, and I'm so thankful for every single one of you. Welcome to the Tavern Talk. The Tavern Talk is a smaller, more intimate version of a podcast, not nearly as long, and the main focal point is mainly going to be about video games and technology if we touch up on it, but today it's video games. So, Brandon,
Yeah.
the third season of Call of Duty has come out, and it has been
Shit.
something.
Let's not sugarcoat it. It's pretty bad.
You're not wrong.
Save for the intervention, which is awesome, but everything else, not so great.
Like, when it comes to games, one of the big things that I look forward to is I want something to stand out. I want something to be different. But no matter what, outside of just I think the battle pass system that they have set up is completely fucking stupid. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And B, I hate the fact that nothing feels different about it. Like, it still feels like it's season 1, but all they've done is just add in more cosmetics or add in more stuff. Like, as you mentioned, they added in the intervention, or for those that don't know what the intervention is, it was the best sniper in Modern Warfare 2, not this one, the one in 2009. So they added that in, and that was like the only worthy thing I could see in that battle pass. Like, I don't care for skins for either characters or guns. Granted, yeah, I do have a couple of skins just because they're funny. Hi, Easter Bunny suit. But I like I was saying, I don't care for skins for the guns or characters. Once I got the intervention, which is at tier 4, I have no reason to go through it anymore. There's nothing in there that I want or care about.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about it so far?
I've been, and this has been basically the consensus with like the battle pass since, like, I don't know, I'd probably say even as far as back in season 1, or even in previous battle passes from other CODs, because honestly, they're not great. The stuff in there is very mid, doesn't seem all that worth the grind, very lackluster in the creative side of things. They look like, a lot of them just look like recolors or reskins of skins we already have over our base models. And gun blueprints, I think last season, the tier 100 skin for the Hemlock, it was okay. Not the best, especially since after you have to run like the very long barrel for it just so you can have it, the nice animated skin for it. If you don't run it, then you won't have the animated skin for it. So it's like,
and that's the one.
Yeah,
that's one downside for all the skins. Essentially, is that unless you are gonna run the kit and build that they have, it takes away the pain as soon as you change anything. So now you're at the behest of, do I have this really pretty gun that potentially sucks, or do I change it and now the gun loses its paint, which is the reason why I got the shit. And again, I've stated this before. I forgot where he put you. You're probably behind me. Hi. I'm not a meta build character. I'm like type of dude. I have a couple of meta builds just for the meme. But other than that, I don't care. So a lot of the guns, I will make myself get good with them. But I know a lot of people who have these like paints and skins on their guns where it's like, okay, this would be immaculate if you didn't remove a piece of it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it literally just comes down to, hey, do you want your gun to look nice? Then use these attachments that 9 times out of 10 are pretty awful. And there's a very rare case where they actually are really good. But,
the pixel perfect for the Fennec, just because Fennec.
yeah. No, see, compared to Season 2, honestly, at least in Season 2, we had Dome. I don't care for Museum. I don't care for, I don't forget the other one's name. Expo, I think it was called. But
Himmelmat,
yeah. But other than that, Dome. And I hated when they took away Dome 24/7 because I was like, fuck. At least we have Shipment. And that's where I lived until Season 3, and now they took it away because now we got these 2 new maps.
Before you go on to those, before we go on to the new maps, I want to at least brush up and touch upon Himmelmat and Valder's Museum. They had so much potential because like these maps, I want to like them. Like I really do. I really want to like these maps because with Valder's Museum, it's the fact that you have too much space. If you condensed that map to literally a third of its size, you'd have a great close quarters and long angles map for people that are snipers, to people that are just CQB, to sentinels. You'd have so much more fun. But the fact of the matter is, especially in a game of hardpoint, as soon as I spawn, it takes me 90 seconds to even get shot and killed before I even get to the objective.
And here's the issue with that, though. I don't know if it's the same with Himmelmat, because I don't know if it's actually based on a real place, but the museum map is an actual real place you can physically go to. The fact that they made it 1-to-1 version of it shows that they had no real intention to condense it because it's so big and so open. Going to the middle of the map is like a death trap. You 100%. Have to go to the sides. And even when you go to the sides, it takes forever to get to the other one side to the other. It is huge. Mm-hmm. And at that point, it's either you camp the building with the bridge, or you snipe on the outskirts or somewhere in the mid area. But
even then, it's because that's your only option of like it's gonna take me forever to get to anywhere anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, the game is slowed down tremendously. Even in 10v10, it was really slow. Mm-hmm. So it's like there's no win-win. And the fact that they got sued over the map, and apparently they were going to make changes, but they didn't. I guess they squared it off with the people that own the museum, be like, okay, you're good to use it. But I really wish they did change things because no one cared for it in the beta. No one cares for it now. The layout is awful.
Oh, yeah. That's why I get it's something as simple as if you squared it down, like keep everything in there, but you just dropped it down to, I'd say 2/3 its size. It would be fine because the biggest problem with that map is it takes forever. It takes forever to do anything, to see anybody, to have any sort of action happen, and so because again, I really do want to like the map, but that is one of the maps where as soon as especially if it's been like a bad day at COD. That, I hate to say it, is the one map where we're leaving the queue and we're going to go try to find somewhere else. And now, real quick, just want to glaze over on the Himmelmat Expo when it comes to that map. Again, a map that has potential if it were cleaned up. There's no organization in that map. Like, I can't tell if it's supposed to be a long sightline type of map, if it's supposed to be close quarters, because inside there is a fucking dead zone maze. And then outside by the pool where there's just sheds and gazebos every fucking where, and then there's bodies inside of them. There's no organization to the map. I
think when it comes to Himmelmat, it's like the opposite of Museum. Museum, it's too open, too big, Himmelmat, it's technically it's a medium-sized map. Feels a little big, but only because of how much shit is in it. I think it needs to be opened up more. Especially like since a lot of the action is towards the theater area because everyone avoids being out in the open on the poolside. Only people you see on the poolside is either they're trying to do a long flank or they're in that building with the big open window and they're just sniping people from across the map.
Yeah, that's the main fight area. There's a couple of game modes that I do have fun on that map because it's at that point it's intended to be chaos. Like what is it? Bounty? Not bounty. The one where we have to pick up all the dog tags and then take them to the Dravo point.
Grind.
That's a grind.
Yeah.
I love that map on that game mode because then it's meant to be chaotic. It's meant to be carnage. It's meant for that.
I have not played that on grind.
But other than that, I don't really care for the map. I'll stay in it and to perform. That's the one thing I'll give it over Voltage Museum is I'd rather play on Himmelmat than Museum. At least with Expo, I had the ability to run into somebody within 10 seconds and not 10 years.
Yeah, true.
So thank you, Expo. Thank you very much for that much. But now moving forward, he brought it up earlier. The two new maps that came in that if they just turned on the light, it would be 20 times better. I hate to say it. I hate night maps.
I mean, night maps, I always thought were cool when they're done right. There have been night maps that have been done right. These are not that. Especially Gold Rush. There's a reason.
Black Gold.
I don't care. Go Black Gold. There you go. There's a reason why back in 2019, when they had their realism mode and they had those night maps, no one played realism. And no one liked those nighttime maps because it's just not fun. Like, you had to play a lot slower, and not to mention, you, in this gaming mode, you cannot aim down sight at all, or else you'll be broadcasting wherever the hell you are. It does bright laser sights. The map itself, the layout, I can see it being a decent map. Not the best, a decent one if they turned on the fucking lights.
That's what I was saying. It's just like with Black Gold, if the lights were on. For those that don't know what Black Gold is, it's essentially what's supposed to be like a steel mill construction site. And the map is cool, but especially with this night map, whether you keep your NVGs on or you take them off, which you can have the option to take them off, as I said before, I think, it's revitalized the use of the LA Thieves skins or the Dark Spy skin, any other dark character skin that's mainly black in color, because now it's harder to see you on a night map, whether you're wearing NVGs or not. It is so hard to see people. And there's been many games already that Brandon and I have played on these night maps. Well, mainly Black Gold, where it's people just finding a corner and laying down because 9 times out of 10, you can't see them unless you're looking directly at them and you can make out the outline of a gun or a leg. It's not fair.
Yeah. But
then there's me dressed as a big ass bunny rabbit just running around.
Yeah. But I do really want to touch up on Lighthouse though, because out of the two maps, that's
the next one that we were going to talk about.
Out of the two maps, that one had the most potential. But I think the issue is the layout they chose for it. And this is what I think a lot of the original maps for this game. Now, I'm not talking about remakes or I'm talking about just original maps that they have made for this game. And then their issue with elevation. They change up elevation in all these maps so much. You have top of the house to the bottom of like this seashore down a freaking hill or a cliff. There's drastic elevation changes. I feel if this map didn't have that bottom part where there's the docks and down that hill, whatever, and you just raised it up to, say, about the same, I guess, sea level as, I'd say, the front of the house, or at least to the top of the stairs where there's right by that shoreline, I think that would have made the map a lot better because a lot of how do I put this? Unless you're running hardpoint, because there's a hardpoint down there. Unless you're running hardpoint, not a lot of people go down there, and when they do, they get pretty unnoticed because not a lot of people expect them to come from there. And it basically has become a flank route or somewhere that people will just hide in the back, either in the ruins on top or towards the back near the helipad. And I've seen a lot of people camp those areas, looking down those sight lines. So, I don't know. I think that they try to make things too varied with elevation. That's just my thing. I think they're to stick to more of a leveled playing field. Sure, you can have things like a second story to a building or whatever. But you are talking second story to a building, first floor, basement. Outside has various elevations going up and down hills and all the way down to a damn shore. Like, I don't know. I think it's just too different or too much elevation change to make it a good balanced layout of a map.
Elevation is definitely a big thing in Call of Duty that can make or break a game if not done correctly, because especially for you Warzone fiends out there, and like especially this was coined by a very good Jedi warrior, having the high ground is key. Because it's next to impossible to kill you if you're standing above somebody, because as soon as you start getting shot, all you have to do is back up, and then you're fine. So, when it comes to this map, again, a lot of potential could be had here. I don't care for the map, but first things first is the fact that you spawn me at the bottom of this cliff, and I now have to go run for my life up said cliff, and hopefully not get shot while I'm trying to ascend to the house. And trust me, there's plenty of people when we were playing that were just camping ridges and ledges waiting for people to spawn. Like that map is going to be such a problem for spawn camping. Holy shit. But ultimately, I see where their idea was. I still hate the fact that even though they had some originality into it, they still said, let's take something from the past. Let's put the estate house in it from Modern Warfare 2, 2009.
Now, there is another big thing about the map that I don't like. Sure, it's nostalgic, and I love to see the house in the game. Only problem is it has the same issue that it did back in MW2. The original, I'll preface this, the original MW2 is that it is a house full of campers.
Yep. You managed to break through the campers that are camping the ledges. You now have to face the people that haven't left the inside of the house.
Whether it be the second story windows, literally prone looking down the stairs, or one of the various windows, or even in the basement, because that place is not as lit up as the rest of the house, so it's a little darker down there, and people with darker skins can easily hide down there in a corner or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Not the greatest strategy, because there is still light down there, but they'll probably be the last ones you notice. So it's like, I don't know. It's the same thing same thing since way back in the day in MW2. It's still a camper's paradise.
Yep.
It always has been.
And that's the one hard part. Like I get it before I get roasted for like, oh, you're complaining about people's play styles, just get better. Trust me, I consider myself quite skilled at COD, and I know camping is gonna forever be a thing. Trust me, I know that. It's just when you have a camping style, gameplay style, and now you fuse it with a map. So you had your camping gameplay style, and now you're fusing it with a map that almost advocates it. Like, if you want to survive here, you need to camp. Like, don't leave this fucking house. Have your goons posted up outside shooting people at the dock, and if they happen to break past them, you will be on the receiving end, and you can handle that. Like, dude, The places that you listed at like the top of the stairs, right there in the foyer and in the basement.
Yep.
Those are the places you went to survive in the estate mission from 2009 when you're copying the hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you stayed alive in that fucking game.
It still works.
Come on. And now, if it worked against 200 AI, it works against 6 humans. So again, that's why I think the map has great potential. But when you have a game where a lot of people's mindset is go to this one spot and don't move.
Oh yeah, especially in a game like this.
You've now created a map that advertises it. Like that advertises this type of play style. So that's what makes it a little bit difficult to play this game, or at least play those maps. That's why I can't wait for the first 2-3 weeks of Black Gold 24/7 and Hillmat 20 not Hillmat, Black Gold and what's it called again? Lighthouse 24/7. And then just bring back Shipment. I'll stay in Shipment forever. Seeing as you guys only want to bring back old maps, bring back the maps that we actually want and not Estate. Give us Terminal. Come on, bro. Let's do it. Let's do something.
Dude, we haven't seen Terminal since IW, and we already know how well that went.
Hey. I accredit that Terminal because that was what my entire introducing montage was that took place in, was Terminal.
I had clips in there too, but let's be real. Even if it was Terminal, it just didn't feel like Terminal.
Oh no, it didn't feel like Terminal because you had the ability to double jump and run on the walls. Nah, I come from the Terminal where I'm in that little planter in the back next to the bookshop. I have Assassin Pro on, and I'm just like, okay, Barrett 50 cal, no intention of leaving this bush.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you were that player until I came along.
Yeah, I was a Sentinel. That's why I can't get too mad at campers because I used to be one of you, and then I grew up. Sorry, not throwing any shade. Now, before we move on, we're going to take a little bit of an ad break. Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a moment to throw it over to our partner of this video. Dubby, take it away, other me. Whew. Well, that was fun. Oh. Hey, gamer. Still can't clutch up in Warzone? Still no victory royales? Still maidenless? It's time to change how you play, son. Drink Dubby, the delicious gaming energy supplement that'll help you achieve that epic play of the game. Now head on over to dubby.gg and use our code NSE for 10% off your total order. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Salutations. Hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed that little ad read. Thank you very much, Debbie, for hanging out with us. You are gorgeous, and I hope your pants fit properly every single morning. We are back here. We're talking about the season 3 update, what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and yes, I can admit we've been going on a little bit of a negative tangent, but can I
at least put on one more negative thing?
Go ahead. Be my guest.
They buffed the speed for sliding, though good. I do approve. It's definitely not what we asked for, though. I mean, sure, it's a good thing that sliding was buffed because it was really slow and no one used it. It was always the dolphin dive if you wanted to get out of danger really quickly. But can we get a movement speed buff? Please?
Maybe movement speed buff would make Museum more playable. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
No, it would make literally 90% of the maps more playable. Let's be real here. The movement speed is so damn slow. A lot of these maps are pretty damn big. And the slow play style in this game can be really boring sometimes. That are frustrating because since you're so slow, it's harder to avoid the camper shooting at you.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Please buff movement speed.
I will, for good thing, I will say it's a good thing and a bad thing. I like the fact that they brought back one-shot snipers in Warzone because that was a big thing a lot of people were complaining about. A lot of content creators whose names I won't name, but one of them is a big fan of the Car 98, and I will leave it at that. But so they brought it back, which I'm happy about because especially as seasoned snipers as we are, that's kind of the thing that helped us a lot in a lot of clutch situations in Warzone was being able to hit somebody's brain. Downside to the snipers thing, it's only one. There's only one sniper that can do it. It's the MCPR 300, which is my baby. Don't get me wrong, I love her, but also same thing with everything else in this fucking game. It's a specific build, so specific that in this update they had to up the rank one more to max it out to unlock one attachment. Explosive rounds. Explosive fucking rounds. So they had to up the rank. So do you already had it maxed out? No, you don't. You thought. So I thought that was kind of stupid, but you get the explosive rounds. That's the key to actually get the one shot. Who'd have thunk it? A one shot headshot with an explosive bullet.
Gee, it's not like the gun was already shooting like 50 caliber rounds or anything.
50 caliber rounds that are meant to sever your limb and whatever is attached to it. Even if you miss. So, but then also come to find out it has a downside. It has a damage fall off, a great big damage fall off. So do you think you can one shot somebody in the head from a good distance of like we'll just ballpark and say 350 meters? Nope.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I do miss about 2019 Warzone was you hit somebody in the head with a classed sniper rifle, they're dead. Damn the distance. You hit somebody in the brain. So when it comes to one-shot sniping, as much as it's a good thing, it's also a curse because now the question is how well are you at sniping? Are you gonna hit a headshot every single time? Or is it gonna be one of those it's ratioed? Because if there's a ratio of I hit it like 3 out of 10 times, not worth it.
Yeah.
Not fucking worth it.
Oh, can we also touch on the fact that they're slowly, and they did it in the last patch, because there's a bundle in the store now, and there's going to be more in the future. They're making DMZ pay to win.
I heard something about it, but I don't know any of the details.
Think about it like this: there's a bundle in the store. I think it's called Bomb Squad, and the operator skin, the gun, and I think that operator skin and gun. I don't know if anything else is affected. Oh yeah, and they also get an extra weapon insurance slot, so you can now have 4. Here's the thing: the LMG in the bundle has a 15% less or 50% minus cooldown for it being an insurance weapon. So you can get that gun 15% faster than any other gun in the game, as long as it's an assured weapon. The operator skin, as long as there's no backpack slot taken up, it will automatically give you a medium backpack.
Okay. So
if that's just the first bundle, what are they going to do with the next ones that are like that? Because they are going to add more since they've already done it already. How bad is it going to get? Because that, comparatively, is pretty minimal. It's not that terrible. But that's only the first one.
Not that terrible, but also not great.
Yeah, not great. And they could definitely do worse in the future. Like I said, it's the first one. It's pretty mild.
And like it's been a while since I've played DMZ, even though I had fun doing it. But I'm just happy that even though this came out in season 2, I was just happy that they finally nerfed like the AI damage, because there have been several times where we're getting worked on by AI, not even real players. I'm like, some of these AI are harder than actual players I've faced. Like, the fuck is this shit? But I'm happy that they nerfed that shit. I gotta get back on the DMZ. I really
do
do
too.
And then also just gotta get back into Warzone in general.
I can do without it.
I don't take Warzone seriously. It's just one of those fun little things to dick around in and screw your friends over, especially when they want to do Resurgence Island, and the first thing that you do is pick up a most wanted bounty because fuck them. Sorry, Mikey. Yeah, we did Resurgence quads, and first thing I do is I just pick up a most wanted bounty, and Jeremy just goes, "What the fuck, DJ? Why'd you pick that up?" I'm like,
I don't know.
We don't need it. We get money. Yeah, after 3 minutes. Okay, well, so then I'll stay alive for 3 minutes. Bah, 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 bah. Okay, maybe 3 seconds, but you know.
Yeah, basically.
And then while he's yelling at me, I'm just like, dude, chill out. I'm gonna come back in like 10 seconds as long as you don't. Or you did die. Crap. Okay. Well, now we gotta restart, and it's your fault. I like to be toxic to my friends. Leave me alone. So, moving swiftly forward, we're going to talk about some of the gun changes and gun balances that have come out of season 3.
I do want to talk about one thing in particular, but go on.
They nerfed the Hemlock. They nerfed the broadside.
Also, hold on. They nerfed the Vaznev. They also nerfed the Tag 56.
They also nerfed the Cast-Off. They also nerfed the M4.
Fuck, they did. Well, they didn't do shit. They're still the best guns in the game.
Dude, their definition of nerf definitely differs from mine. Like, holy crap. It's insane. The fact that I understand the changes that they made to the broadside as a guy that uses the broadside, ironically, because I find it to be a meme to use it. They have not touched that gun. I still go on a tirade when we're doing shipment, when we were doing shipment. With the broadside, because it's not nerfed. Like, all you did is you made the fire. You take less fire damage from the Dragon's Breath rounds, and you stop burning slightly faster.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean the shotgun itself still isn't badass. And I hate shotguns most of the time. I don't use them, but when I saw this one, I'm like, this is just a meme. This is a meme, and I had to participate in it.
Yeah, their definition of nerfed is very different from what we would do. Like, I want to touch up on something. I know not a lot of people are talking about it considering the intervention that came into this last battle pass, but I just want to just point out the Squall, or the battle rifle that came out. The damn thing is a monster. Okay?
Is it that burst rifle that I hear people popping off with?
No, it's not even a burst. It's automatic. It's a slow firing. It's kind of, think of it like a Man of War. It's a 2-shot weapon.
Ooh, I might be interested in that one then.
2-shot weapon. Absolutely broken. 1 shot to the head. Pretty decent recoil. The recoil is pretty easy to manage from what I've seen people use. And it's a battle rifle, so it's not as heavy as something like a marksman rifle. It's like in between marksman rifle and assault rifle. Only difference is that this will have more kick than an assault rifle. Other than that, I think it's the strongest BR they have, because not even the TAC V can kill you this quickly.
I might have to give it a couple test fires or two, because for those that know me, I used the Man of War all the time in BO4. It was at one point next to the sniper rifles. It was the only AR that I was using. I didn't touch the SMGs because I don't care for SMGs. Nothing against the Vesper or the Weevil or the other one that Nadeshot used.
Quick side note: he's talking about BO3.
Was it BO3?
Yeah.
I thought it was BO4.
No.
No, it was BO3. 'Cause
BO4
I remember getting a 5 on when I boost assisted,
yeah.
not exo jumped. When I boost assisted into the air, shot somebody, and then immediately hit my pants and got a 5 on immediately to clear a hard point.
When he says pants, he means the gravity slam.
I ruined my boy.
They looked like pants in the kill feed.
So,
But
yeah, so if you hear the term, I'm gonna pants these guys, or these guys just got pantsed, they're talking about they got hit with a grab shock by Ruin.
But I think in BO4, I think you were talking about the Rampart. It was kind of like a
It was the Man of War in BO3, and then it was the Rampart in BO4.
Yeah.
But I was talking about, in this case, I meant the Man of War from BO3, so pardon my French.
No, fun guns anyway.
Very, very, very. But so I got to give that one test fire. I haven't run into that one yet. I don't know what's it actually called.
I don't remember what the first name of it. I know the last word in it, the name is Squall. That's all I know.
Yeah, I haven't run into that one. I've been running into the. You what?
I just say the Squall because I don't know what the first name in the actual name of it is.
I'll have to look it up because I haven't run into that one. I've been running into the Tempest Torrent a lot.
Oh yeah, the last season's mid-season reloaded or whatever gun. Yeah, it's pretty good, and a lot of people are using it now, especially since you can just unlock it passively. But it's pretty easy, and I imagine they're also using it more because it recently got nerfed, and they want to get it gold before it's nerfed even more.
I have no idea, but I just know I've been fried by that thing multiple times already.
Oh yeah,
it's annoying as shit, but you know it is what it is. Welcome to Call of Duty.
God, baby.
And now we move on to the intervention, the thing that you and I were highly looking forward to, or the FJM Imperium as they call it, because
fuck it, it's the intervention. Come on.
That's what I find so stupid is just like, oh, so we can't call this gun this name anymore because we don't have the rights to it. I'm like, it was your fucking gun, but you know what? Semantics. So Brandon and I, we've been looking forward for this weapon for a long time as seasoned snipers, and then that's actually, I believe it was the intervention that actually got me into quickscope sniping when Brandon here was teaching me, and we were sitting on top of high rise. Yeah. He was just sitting there going, "No, left trigger, right trigger, faster!" But I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, it was the intervention. I taught you quickscoping on MW2.
Yep.
Then we moved on to 3. And then BO2. Oh, BO2. Anyways.
Continue. This man's going to melt it. The next Treyarch game has some sort of ballista variant coming back.
At this point, I'm definitely skipping Sledgehammer's game because apparently they're the next one. I'm skipping it. I don't trust Sledgehammer anymore. No. And BO and Treyarch, maybe. They're like the last bastion of hope for COD players. Because Infinity Ward, don't give a fuck. Sledgehammer are terrible. And Treyarch, even if they had like half a year with Cold War, it still turned out pretty well. It was okay. Not the best.
Like Sledgehammer, when it came to World War II, you had something there. You really did. You really did. The problem is there wasn't enough content. And honestly, especially with a lot of the maps, just a bunch of grays and browns, it was kind of dull to look at. Like, no cap.
Yeah. It was a dull-looking game. But after that mid-year patch where they reworked the multiplayer, it turned into a pretty good game. And I don't understand what went wrong, because they totally went a different direction with their gameplay. And in Vanguard, it's...
I can tell you exactly what happened. Their new CEO went, "Hey, so this thing that we did with World War II isn't working. Throw it in the bin. Let's do something else."
They had
that's something else
foundation.
Worked.
They had the foundation, and they just let it rot. Anyway,
because again, and not to sound like I'm harping on it, but the problem that Activision is having is they don't care I'd say it like this, and this is just my opinion. FYI, right now, this is just DJ's opinion. Okay, so don't get all up in your feelings for what I'm about to say. But I don't like the fact that, let me double check. Yep. Okay. I don't like the fact that Activision is basically not wanting to care about their multiplayer aspect, and they're only wanting to focus on Warzone.
And they're failing at that.
Like, Warzone is staying alive because you'll have these big content creators like Aiden, like Teep, like Merc when he's not codcasting, and especially Scump. Scump, now that he's retired from pro play, when he's not doing watch parties, he plays Warzone. He also plays ranked, but he does Warzone because there's tournaments coming up. Like, he's participating in the upcoming 100K. And I'm dude, trust believe I'm gonna be watching that stream, him kicking ass again. Go Seth.
Bro,
but
I've been watching his fucking videos every time he posts. It's nostalgic as shit. Hearing that intro and then him going for the 70 kill challenge in TDM, bro, it's nostalgic as shit. I love it.
Man's the GOAT, and he's the GOAT for a reason. Hi, Scump, how you doing? Not that you'd ever watch this, but hi, just in case. But yeah, so the main draw is Warzone. Like, that's their main focal point. It's been their main focal point since 2019. Because, like, I forgot what the game was for 2020. It was Cold War? Yeah, it was Cold War. Nobody cared about Cold War outside of the pro scene. Nobody cared. And then Vanguard, nobody cared. I don't even think people watched the Pro League too much for that one.
No, they did lose quite a bit of viewership in Vanguard. I'll be real.
And then with this one, the first 2-year game, it's like, okay, you have a game where the multiplayer is all right at best.
And then we learn it's not a 2-year game. Guess fuck us, right?
That is true, because now, for some reason, Sledgehammer's making a survival game.
I don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
I think that's what they meant when they said 2-year game, is like the game that's coming out next year isn't COD, it's a survival game.
The problem is the Activision or any of the game devs didn't actually say this was going to be a 2-year game. It was through credible source leaks that were like, oh, this will be the first 2-year game. There won't be a Call of Duty in 2025. And then there is.
Because I know Deserto's one where he's credible, but at the same time, sometimes not really. It depends on what he's wanting to talk about. But yeah, so I just don't like the fact that they're still wanting to showcase Warzone. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Warzone is cool. I don't mind playing it with my friends, but when I hop on Call of Duty, I want to play multiplayer, and it kind of sucks that as a multiplayer kid, we're being overlooked because their main focal point is the Battle Royale. Nothing against the Battle Royale. I would love for Warzone to stay, but I want you to show, like, the amount of love that you're showing Warzone, wanting to improve it, make it better, and add in also the bullshit that still is kind of pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Show that same love to multiplayer. Just trust me. We're in the trenches out here, dog. 2 night maps. And nothing's been changed about Farm 18.
Sorry. Well, I remember when we used to get 4 maps an update. Now we're getting 2. And then we have to wait for a 3rd one midway through the season. If it's so hard to come up with maps, why not do 2 original maps per season update, but also throw in a remake? I doubt it'll be that hard to just add brand new textures to an already made map.
Terminal, Bakara, Favela. I just listened
to 3. And they have the blueprints. Some of them are actually in the game because they're in El Mazrah, but they just don't do anything with them.
Oh, yeah. I would love to be on original High Rise again and leave in the glitch where you have to jump off the map and catch that scaffolding to use it as a ladder.
Please. That'd be great.
Like, nothing against the High Rise that they put in Advanced Warfare, but we had to work hard to get to the top of that cliff, and now I can just double jump twice? Nah. That's not what the old hide and seek kids would have done. But yeah, so all in all, This update, it feels like nothing has changed. The few things that did change, nobody knew about, cared about, or just straight up did not matter.
Yeah, the update was very unnoticeable.
Because I know, like, listen, I already know, like, microtransactions are going to be a thing forever now that they can. So they're going to keep pumping out skins. How about you take the money that you are getting from people buying skins and give us a decent map or a decent map change? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been playing Call of Duty since I could pick up a fucking controller, and I'm not gonna say I'll ever stop playing COD, but it's definitely getting to the point to where I'm like, am I in the mood to play today? I'm gonna have to deal with this bullshit and these types of players, and
And that is why I can't wait for X Defiant. Sup, X? Shout out to you. Anyway.
the lad. Isn't that why he retired too? Just so he could pursue game developing?
I don't know why he did it, but he's part of the dev team, or I guess like community team. I don't know, for X Defiant. And the gameplay I saw, boy, it looks fun.
Hold on, X Defiant. Whose game is that? That's
Ubisoft.
Oh, that is Ubisoft. Okay,
for some reason, it's gonna be like a free arcade shooter, first-person arcade shooter, and it's made by old COD teams like Robert Downing. Like that's one first name that comes to mind, but old COD devs are working on it, and it looks just like old Call of Duty, arcadey. It's fast, it looks fun, and it has a lot of the best qualities. I can't wait.
Because I saw that Scump got to stream. It wasn't X Defiant, that's why I had to ask questions. He got to do a very closed alpha test of Dr. D's upcoming game.
Yeah, that also looks good too. I can't wait for that to come out.
I think Dr. D needs at least another year and a half to 2 years to really pinpoint it, because from what I saw, I'm like, this has a lot of potential, but I hope you aren't saying you're close to being done, because I can tell you right now, you are not.
No, that needs more time. That definitely needs more time. But can't wait for X Defiant. Nice Society's game looks also good. And there's a lot of things coming out now that Call of Duty has competition, and it's falling behind. Even Battlefield 2042 is on the rise again, because they haven't stopped putting out content and updates, and it actually looks like a fun game. I might actually buy it now.
Like they did the thing that Sledgehammer did with the World War II. They said, hey, this last thing that we tried doing didn't work. Let's throw that away, overhaul it, and let's do something else.
They No Man's Skied the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, and I think the problem might be because we are still in limbo of with this whole Activision Microsoft merger, which we're getting closer and closer to the end, because every single time someone comes forward saying, "Yeah, I agree with Sony," Microsoft just goes, 10-year deal. We'll put our shit on your engine and put your shit on our engine. Deal. So at this point, the only people that are fighting is Sony. So I do think, and this is what I'm holding out hope for, is once Microsoft acquires it, and I do mean months, not if Microsoft acquires it, I firmly believe that we could have a decent Call of Duty, or at least a chance at it, because they'll have the developers that actually care about what they're doing, not a bunch of devs that just showed up to work because they had to.
And not Bobby Kotick.
Exactly, the fucking scum lord. Sorry, what'd I say? Anyway, yeah, so I think it's about time we should start closing this out. Once again, for people that are brand new to Tavern Talks, hi, how are you? Please stick around. These aren't nearly as long as podcasts. We don't want them to be. These are going to be around 40 to 50 minutes, and then we're going to end it, there. So, speaking of ending it here, it is outro time. Yeehaw! It is outro time. We have made it to the end. Hello, and thank you for sticking around. I know it got kind of rocky there with me glitching out a little bit, or him glitching out. We don't know what happened on whose end, but and thank you for hanging out with us. Sorry, it seemed like we were kind of bitching. We don't want to ever sound like we're bitching about Call of Duty or the franchise as a whole. We are just so passionate about the game like we don't want it to die. We don't want Call of Duty to die. We want Call of Duty to have a long, illustrious legacy. So that way, when it does finally stop, we'll be talking about Call of Duty when my great grandkids are playing video games.
Okay, well, maybe not that far. I see it going for at least another 10, maybe 10, 15 years. We'll see. Depending on how well the Microsoft thing goes.
Oh, yeah. So once again, thank you for hanging out with us. Sorry if it sounded like we were complaining. We're just very passionate about this. We're passionate about all of this. All right, Brendan, closing notes and closing statements.
Activision, Infinity Ward, fix your shit, and Ubisoft, you're looking good so far. All right, that's it.
That might show up in the recording. That's embarrassing. But what was I doing?
You're outroing.
That's right. Hi, I'm a professional. I'm definitely not sidetracked right now. But thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you had a great time. If you made it to the end of this, just a heads up that down below there's some buttons in the comment section, and I highly suggest that you do whatever you want to with them. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.
Peace.